You're watching a special presentation on Glycod.
All right, we'd like to welcome everybody to the press conference for the BGO Battle of Elkhorn Creek. A great event to start the year. Like to just first start off by thanking Glycod for taking the time out today to live stream. Also like to thank Bluegrass Orthopedics for putting up a large chunk of money to help this event happen at the beginning of the year, as well as Chick-fil-A for what they do for the sponsorship. The format that we'll go through today, we're going to start with Scott County, then Great Crossing, then GRC, then Franklin County. If you all don't mind when you come up, introduce yourself and your position, your year, and then we've got Cal Oaks here, the freelance Cal Oaks that's here for all. But he'll be moderating, asking some questions, as well as any media. You'll have time to ask questions in the middle of that. If you all want to do side interviews, you're welcome to do those as well. So anyway, I'd like to thank everybody for coming. If you haven't, we've got Chick-fil-A in the back. I know it's a little early for Chick-fil-A, but it's never too early for Chick-fil-A. So grab a box and a drink, and thank you all for coming out. And let's focus on these student athletes and get started with a great football year. So thank you much.
We're up, boys. Get a chair. Oh, this chair's already up there? Oh, I didn't see him. I wanted to just start with a little opening statement. I asked to go first because the only way possibly that Eddie James could ever see anybody else is if they went in front of him, but he's not even here now to see this. He's always so busy he's got to leave immediately. But anyway, somebody asked me a minute ago why you have a tie on. I bet nobody in this room has thought of this today, but this will be our first season without Philip Haywood. And, he wore a tie everywhere. And I remember asking Coach Bolin, and there was a guy at Madison Southern, do I really need this mic? I mean, it'd be the first mic I've ever had in 30 years. I remember they were in their 20s when I asked them, remember how old they were, but it's good to remember, always respect the game. Respect the game of football. It's so much bigger than wins and losses. When we lose, I mean, they love to beat us. Somebody beat us last year. I looked over at Monty and said, damn, are we the Patriots? But respect the game and think about the people that have come before you. I know, like when they opened Great Crossing High School, somebody asked me, said, Coach, will they be good in football? And I said, well, sure, they'll be good. They'll be good sooner than later. Well, can't you? At some point in time, not in my career, in Coach Bowling's career, they'll open a third high school in Scott County. And guess what? They're going to be good. Okay? Football is important. I just left a middle school game. Football is important in Scott County. We got the best principal, Miss Gabehart, the best guidance counselor, Miss Flynn. We got the best facilities. Football really matters, and it's because people that came before you. It's the vision that Dallas Blankenship. Eddie James is here. Can we take a pause? He's underdressed, but he is here. But can we? And Mr. Wells. Mr. Wells has done a great job with this, but I'll guarantee you he would tell you he would never have the vision for something like this if it hadn't been for Mr. Denniston. And our district, Mr. Parker's a great superintendent, but Dallas Blankenship was such a visionary leader. Guys like Bill Wilson, they won the 1975 state championship at Scott County High School. They're going to have the 50-year reunion this year. And it's all over like our football Facebook, guys that are coming back. That is what football is in our community. And the sponsorship from BGO allows this great event to take place. But I would just encourage everyone, and I know nobody came to hear me preach, but I would just encourage everyone to remember the people that came before you. You know, every coach is supposed to wear a tie on opening weekend to honor Coach Haywood. I don't know if they're going to do it or not. I do it anyway, but you just think about the contribution that he made to our sport. And, you know, we've lost some good ones. We scrimmaged Central last night. Ty Scroggins is gone. Some of my buddies are retiring. This is last year for Kevin Wallace. I still got David Buchanan hanging in. But I'm going to let my guys introduce themselves, and we're going to open it up to questions. We certainly appreciate the opportunity to be here. Can't wait to compete next Friday night, and hopefully everybody will have an injury-free night.
My name's Caleb Florence. I play defensive end at Scott County High School, and I'm a senior.
And you missed a barbershop, but that's all right if you get a couple sacks.
My name is Timmy Amongo. I'm a junior, and I'm an athlete.
What's the energy like playing week one on your home field? That's something that Scott County hasn't been able to say for probably, I don't know when, right? An actual home field on your campus in week one.
Yeah, I mean, to have a home field on our campus is obviously a great thing. You know, the last home game was played in '95, and then they played at Georgetown College, and then when I became the head coach, we played at Georgetown College, and then we shared the Bird's Nest. And you know, you've got to say all the politically right things in the paper, and but you know, does BGO want to hold a press conference at RTO down the road, or do they want their own place? Well, sure. And does RTO really want to host them? Nah, probably not. But you can't say that. So having our own field obviously is awesome for everything. It has to be good for Great Crossing too, because they don't have to worry about sharing their field anymore. What do you think, Timmy? Yeah. Timmy looks great. He's had a great preseason. He's a really good football player. But the best thing about Timmy and Caleb, you know, they're good people. You know, this game's going to end for all of us. And what kind of character do you have? And that's why I'm obviously the most proud of them. What do you think?
It feels good having our own field. Definitely not getting on a bus to go over there when I was a freshman. And it feels good that we can stay after school and actually, like, be at the school and stuff. Feels good for me. And he actually lets me get my pregame warm-ups in. So it felt real good yesterday, so I felt a little fast. Even though he only let me run the ball one time.
I think you took it to the house, though, didn't you, that one time?
2 or 3 guys tripped on Central's defense.
Getting to that offense, Timmy, you or maybe Coach can answer this. I mean, people think of the high-powered running attack. What's it going to look like this year? Looks like you guys got some playmakers again back there.
Yeah, we got a lot of guys. We got, obviously, Juju at receiver and Keller, and then we got, you know, Nick Ranton and Skylar Way, a new fullback. We got Jamarlin Herron, he's a sophomore. We got Jaden Garrett, JT Wells. So I think a lot of us, I think we're all pretty fast. But, you know, I think the offense is just going to be what the offense does. We're going to keep running the fullback and, you know, run the jets and run the powers and all the things like that.
Caleb, just talk a little bit about the defense. I didn't see the final score last night from the scrimmage, but it looked like you guys put up a donut there for most of the while the starters were in there at least. What can we expect from the Cardinals' defense this year?
Well, the great thing about our defense that I saw from the scrimmage last night was I couldn't see one dominant strength anywhere. Like, we had a great pass rush. We had our secondary was great. So I think we're going to be pretty well-rounded and just good overall.
You know, we had a great preseason last year. One of the best preseasons that we've ever had. We looked great in our preseason scrimmages. And, you know, I knew we had a really tough opponent in Franklin County in the opener, but I felt good about our chances. And when we left here, you know, we lost a running back on Tuesday, and we lost Buddy Collins on the 5th play of the game, who was our best player. And so you just never know what's going to happen. The toughest thing is I'm maybe as proud of what we did last season as of any of the seasons I've been there. You know, we were 1-3. We lost to Franklin County, Great Crossing, and Boyle. So we're 1-3. I mean, it would have been really easy to go, 2-8 or 3-7. And, you know, our guys kept fighting and battling and fighting and battling. And Woodford kicked a field goal on the last play of the game, or we win the district championship. So I think the resiliency of our program and our team is something that I'm really proud of. You know, we're not going anywhere. We're going to continue to be good for a long time.
Your opponent Friday night, GRC, you had some success against them probably 10 years ago during that run. I think the last time you played them was during the pandemic. They have taken some steps forward since then. They play in a very tough district. What are you expecting from them on Friday night?
Well, I mean, I've watched just a little bit of the film. Now, they shorted me about 6 plays in the beginning, so they got to get me straight on that. But, you know, I mean, they're talented. They're very big. The thing that jumped out to me is their physical size. You know, how big they are on the offensive and defensive line. I haven't watched much more than just watch it through one time late last night. But, you know, they've done a good job building their program at George Rogers Clark. They won a playoff game last year against Lafayette. I know they feel positive momentum. They beat us in JV last year. You know, so I would expect an absolute battle, and it would come right down to the very end is what I hope.
You talked about your district. It's been it seems like you have elevated some of the strength of that district overall, and to prepare for that, you play as tough a schedule as usual. Talk a little bit about your some of your the highlights of that slate this year.
You want to talk about it?
I see you guys playing Highlands again. That's always been a good rivalry for the time I've been here, anyway.
Yeah, I think playing a tough schedule every year prepares us for the playoffs. I think it's going to help us a lot. I know we open up with GRC, then we go to Great Crossing, who made it to the semifinal, and then we play Bowling Green, defending state champions. So I think that's really going to help us, and it's really going to mold our team into you know, being tougher and playing smarter and being disciplined. And then I think it's going to help us a lot.
Caleb, what do you think?
I really agree with Timmy. I think that the more difficult our schedule is, it sets a bar and a higher standard for a metric of what we have to be, which will definitely carry over into our efficiency in the playoffs.
This one's for the players, too. Just Coach referred to some of the adversity you guys dealt with last year. How proud are you of how you guys came through that, and how does it kind of give you some momentum to start this season?
Oh, yeah. Coach will tell you, I've been really hard on everybody on the team because I know we have to bring our culture back to what it used to be. I know we lacked a lot of discipline and stuff last year, and I feel like this year, like, egos are aside, and we're all just kind of playing for each other, and it's really been really fun. I mean, we all hang out all the time, and we're all close, and I feel like it's really helped us a lot this offseason.
Great job.
You got any thoughts to add to that, Caleb?
Can you repeat the question for me?
Coach talked about the adversity you guys came through last year and improved throughout the season. How proud are you of that effort that you guys put in, and how did that kind of build the foundation going into this year?
Just think about your growth, Caleb, you and Timmy both. I mean, where you were this time last year and the things that we were going through with you, and then think about where you are today. And don't you think that adversity helped you grow into what you are? Absolutely. You're awesome this year, man.
We're definitely infinitely better as far as the players that came last year, but we lost a ton of players. A lot of my class goes to Great Crossing now. So I'd say that me and Timmy and players that played last year definitely benefited, which could transfer over by proxy to the younger guys.
Anybody got anything else for these fine gentlemen? All right.
I would just say in closing how proud I am of Timmy and how proud I am of Caleb, and that I hope they'll always know I got their back, win or lose. I'm in their corner every Friday night and for the rest of their life.
Big fans here in Kentucky of great savings at Cartown Kia.
Score 1.9% financing on select new Kia models like 2026 Kia Sportage. Or win with 0% on 2025 Kia Sorento and Sportage.
Our team is here for your team at Cartown Kia.
You're watching a special presentation on Glycod.
And Coach, if you guys don't mind, introduce yourself, and then we'll open the floor up to questions.
I'm Wyatt Hiley. I'm a linebacker at Great Crossing.
My name's Luke Ballard. I play running back at Great Crossing. I'm a senior.
Yeah, both seniors here, linebacker, running back from Great Crossing High School. And, of course, I'm Coach Bowling, head coach at Great Crossing, going on 6 years now as the head coach.
Coach, just some general thoughts about your preseason and how it's gone. You guys have challenged yourselves with a couple of your opponents, and how has this group come together differently than last year?
We just honestly, it's been a great off season in the weight room. Some of our younger guys have really developed. We graduated several seniors last year, obviously, with a great group of leadership. And I think the biggest thing I'm proud of right now with this group is just taking hold of the leadership that was left behind, right? Carrying on that legacy of being team over me and continuing to hold each other accountable. And when you know, obviously we had the success we had last year. A lot of that wasn't we weren't always the most talented team, I don't think. I think it really came down to the overall nucleus of our football team and just how we kept each other's in check. You know, sometimes things get heated in a game. You go through those resilient issues, and I still felt like our leadership was very strong. Again, this season, seeing some of that already pick up with some of the things we've dealt with in this offseason here in the preseason. But really proud of where we're at right now with Central Hardin scrimmage 2 weeks ago. Felt like we started the first quarter really, really well, offensively and defensively. Last night we scrimmaged Cooper. Obviously, Cam O'Hara can throw dimes at any point on the field, and it felt like we did a pretty good job there for the most part in the first two quarters there. I was able to pick him off, and then obviously offense, we were very Manila, but able to have some success with some of the things that we were doing, and some young guys really stepping up and making plays last night as well. So just building depth. We feel very confident with our starters on both sides, and just building depth behind that is the big focus for us.
Luke and Wyatt, as veteran players, what are your expectations going into this season from what you have seen so far, and where do you think this team is headed this year?
I'm expecting the same results as last year, honestly, but better. And we were one game away from Coker Field, and this year we're expecting to get to Coker Field and just keep the same leadership, and just everyone has to be disciplined into the coach and just buy into what he's teaching and everything.
Basically what he said, but this year I definitely want to be more disciplined than last year, and I think we're more together this year than we were last year.
Wyatt, talk about the defensive challenge you guys faced last night, because you're probably not going to face many offenses that are more potent than that one. I thought you guys, as Coach said, for a half looked like you handled your business pretty well.
Yeah, Cam O'Hara, he's really good. He can pass the ball. He can make any throw on the field. I think we did really good stopping the run yesterday. And then there was just a couple plays where if it went our way, we would have stopped them on 3rd and long, because we got them to a lot of 3rd and longs. We just didn't finish the job.
Luke, you had a huge year last year behind a veteran offensive line. There's some new faces there, but it almost seems like there's some senior experience too, guys that have waited their turn. What do you see from that group so far?
Yes, sir. Coach Malby is a great coach, and he's just I feel like he can make a line with anyone. I mean, it's impressive. We have 2 sophomores on the line that are stepping up, and they're very strong and just athletic, honestly. And they can really get movement, and our pass protection is amazing, honestly.
Back to Coach. A couple of years ago, you played Franklin County in this game, and it was one of those nights where it almost just felt like you ran out of time. You played your best ball in the 4th quarter, and the clock just ran out on you before you could finish the job. What did you take from that game against an opponent like that, and how does it apply, if at all, 2 years later?
Well, 2 years ago, I thought I was going to get fired for 2 reasons. One, the schedule that I created, first year being in 6A, honestly thought that would be my ticket of getting fired. And then we opened up with Franklin County, obviously. we were young in a lot of spots there, still developing certain aspects of our program, and it just felt like that game we just continued to get better. And like you said, the fourth quarter we played really good football. We were able to do some things, and Franklin County was a solid team 2 years ago. They were a solid team last year, and they're going to be a solid football team this year. And so, I felt like that season 2 years ago we had to go through some new growing pains, and then obviously last year just building on some of that and playing a tough schedule, our guys understood the process a little bit more of preparation throughout the week, and so those are the biggest things. I think when you play great teams, tough schedules, our kids really have to buy into the process of preparation day to day, right? And so I think those are some of the things that we've continued to progress within our program.
What challenges does Franklin County present for you? They're a team that's had a physical presence in these recent years, but they also have no shortage of playmakers. Is that what you're expecting again?
Oh, 100%. I know Coach James has done a phenomenal job with his program. They're always right in, state championship. I don't know how many he's been to, but they're a solid program in 4A and will continue to be that. All right. I know it's going to be a physical dogfight in the trenches. I know they're going to get in their wishbone and they're going to spread us out and try to keep us unbalanced defensively. And then, obviously slowing us down offensively to, keep the ball in their hands. It's going to be I'm sure it'll be a part of their game plan. And so we're looking forward to the challenge. I think it's going to be a great season opener for both of us, and I think our kids are excited to get on the field and get after it next Friday.
For the players, again, just how important is it to you as seniors to kind of continue this and have another banner year and make sure you kind of put that stamp on Great Crossing as one of those programs that, like Franklin County, is there year after year after year?
It's very important. I think it just starts at the chemistry and discipline. It's not really just individual talent, because I think chemistry and discipline will beat talent most of the times, and we just got to keep going off of that and just keep building off of it, honestly.
Could you repeat the question again?
Yeah, just as a senior, how important is it to you to have another year where you guys make a deep run and establish Great Crossing as a program, as Coach said about Franklin County, that's there year after year after year?
It's super important to me because I really care about the program and I really want them to succeed even after I'm gone. And, it's my last year. I want to go out with a bang.
Anybody else with a question for the players or the coach from Great Crossing? Thanks, guys.
I just want to say one more thing. I want to thank my coaching staff that's hopefully watching this. I'm blessed to be surrounded, always have been surrounded by great coaches, so I really appreciate those guys that sacrifice a lot of time from their families, and then obviously my wife and kids at home that sacrifice while I can do great things with these young men and serve a higher purpose. So thank you, and thanks for having us.
Big fans here in Kentucky of great savings at Cartown Kia.
Score 1.9% financing on select new Kia models like 2026 Kia Sportage. Or win with 0% on 2025 Kia Sorento and Sportage.
Our team is here for your team at Cartown Kia.
You're watching a special presentation on Glycod.
All right, we're back here with George Rogers Clark. They're a first-year entry into our Battle of Elkhorn Creek. They're here with Coach Joe Cherico, and I'd like for them to introduce themselves, if you don't mind your position and your year in school. And we would really like to welcome you guys to our opening game of the year.
Thank you, sir. I'm Striker Davidson, and I play linebacker and running back, and I'm a senior this year.
Zay Level. I play receiver, DB, safety, everything. Just ready to play.
I'm Joe Cherico, head coach. I want to say thanks for having us, allowing us to be in this great event. being this company of coaches and teams is a great honor for us at GRC. We're looking forward to it, the challenge. We know it's a big step for us, but we're going to try our best.
Coach, how does a game like this kind of play in your philosophy of building a program? Yeah, looking at your schedule, obviously fair to say you play in a monster district. You're playing teams from, I believe, Ohio, West Virginia. How does playing a team like Scott County on night one fit into that puzzle?
It's tough. It's a challenge, and we talk about it all the time about challenging ourselves, and all the coaches will say the same thing. We want to challenge our kids for the postseason, see what we can do. But, it's a big challenge for us. Scott County's a tradition-rich program, been dominant for years, and for us, it's a big step. And we're excited about the opportunity. It's just a good building block for us as a program.
Scott County obviously does some things that not every team in the state does, certainly offensively. How is it a chore to prepare for that in a week like this?
You can't prepare for it, really. And that's the thing is, teams play the spread. You can get kids to run those plays, but running the offense like Scott County, like Coach Haywood runs, like Johnson Central with Coach Matney. We lost him as well, two legends in the game. But you can't prepare for that week in and week out, day in and day out. For our scout team can't run it like they run it. It's just impossible. So we do our best and try to figure it out.
This is for the players. What are your thoughts on the schedule you guys play? It's certainly one that seems is destined to make you better.
Yeah, I'm excited about our schedule this year. It's definitely still a hard schedule as it was last year. So I'm excited for it, and I think our team's going to come out and do good things this year.
Just ready to play. We just gonna dominate, do the best we can to our abilities.
Also for the players, first time that you guys have played in this event, what can people that are showing up Friday night, what can they expect from GRC? What is kind of your calling card or your brand that you bring to the field?
I think we're gonna show our our leadership on our team, because our motto is "We Not Me," so we're all gonna be a team and show up for each other and play for each other mostly. And I think we're just going to hold our head up all 4 quarters and give it all we got.
I think we're going to bring a lot of energy, a lot of leadership, like he said. Just play. We not me. That's all we feel.
Coach, where is the strength of this team? What as far as your veterans, where do they? What can we expect to see?
Our veterans are probably more in our offensive line and D line. Excuse me. But overall, the whole team's been working hard and doing what I've asked them to do, and the coaches have asked them to do. So. It's hard for me to pinpoint one group that's shining above another, because I think they've all been doing a really good job.
The other coaches talked about their preseason. Who did you all play, and what did you learn about yourselves in those couple of games?
We played Corbin last night. Coach, we started at 6:55. The huddle came on at 7. That's why it was well, maybe 3 or 4 or 5. I don't know. But Corbin's a really tough challenge for us, and it was good to see what we need to get better at. I hope I'm answering your question the way you want. I'm not the best interview out there. I kind of keep my comments kind of low key, but they present a lot of challenges in a lot of different areas, and they run spread, they run flex bone, they run a lot of different stuff last night. So it was good for us to see that in different facets.
One more for the players. What are your expectations for the program this year? Where's the ceiling for the Cardinals?
We're just gonna play. We're just gonna stick together. That's how I feel.
You know, it's obviously a state championship in the end, but what we really want to do is come together as a team and show our young players how they should, like, motto our young players and just be leaders whenever they come up to our position. So, you know, it's really leaving behind a legacy that, you know, we need to leave and being better than we were before.
Sounds
One
good.
thing, just, you know, we don't talk about wins. We don't talk about the scoreboard. We don't talk about things like that. We talk about our 6-8 second plays one at a time, and that's why they're kind of you know, it's not what we're looking for. As Coach alluded to, this sport is about building better men, fathers, husbands, and, you know, that's what we're trying to do. That's what we're trying to instill in our guys, what a man does and what we are supposed to be leading them like. So not to be vague in our answers, but now that's just how we go about it. We don't talk about those things. So, but appreciate being in this great bowl. It's exciting for us. We're excited to be a part of it. We'll show up at what time we play, Coach? 7:30. I rarely know. I just get work all week to get it. But we appreciate y'all having us. It means a lot.
Welcome aboard. We'll see you Friday night. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Big fans here in Kentucky of great savings at Cartown Kia.
Score 1.9% financing on select new Kia models like 2026 Kia Sportage. Or win with 0% on 2025 Kia Sorento and Sportage.
Our team is here for your team at Cartown Kia.